Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Netflix Christmas movies.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I love watching teenagers fall in love.
I'm Alonzo, and there are Netflix Christmas movies I love, and this
Is a Deck the Hallmark podcast. Yes, guys, this is it.
you were doing so well all month, and then this time you jump back to Deck the Hallmark.
Oh, you get used to something, and then you just stop thinking. And this is proof. You should never put a show on autopilot, and that's what I just did, and it's on me, everybody. It's on me. That's what I get. There's no Dan for this one, and I think that's for the best. It is July 25th. It is truly Christmas in July. And
That's right.
I don't want him to ruin a good time. So I locked the door when I got here. I changed the lock, which was expensive, but worth it for this. And then he texted me and said he liked the movie. So I did make a mistake. But what can you do?
If you want your dose of Dan today on the 25th, also dropping is the new episode of Screen Drafts, where Dan and I and Dory from All the Feels and Rachel from Hallmarkies create our mini mega draft of the 12 greatest Hallmark Christmas movies of all time. And because we've created it as a draft, this is now an incontrovertible list.
Yes, that's what I hear about.
I'm so excited for this.
Jax, if I were to put you on the spot and say you have to bring 3 Hallmark Christmas movies to the table, what do you can you come up with the 3? Do 3 instantly come to mind?
I would bring Check Into Christmas, Road to Christmas, and Christmas in Dollywood.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Guys, I was on the spot. I don't know. I was like, which titles can I remember?
You would bring Christmas at Dollywood?
I love Dolly Parton. I love Danica McKellar. You know,
love Dolly Parton not singing? Because that's what you get in that movie.
Oh, honestly, Alonzo, that was a travesty. But I get the Imagination Library. So
Yes.
I mean, I know why you pick Road to Christmas, because that's the movie that we first reviewed together in New York City.
Yeah.
And
it's in the book. It's in the book.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a magical.
Yeah.
The night before Good Morning America, we all got together and we reviewed that movie.
It was so special. We were in Times Square. I got to share. Never mind. This is going to sound dirty. Everyone, I shared a bed with Panda, but what I meant is we sat on the same bed while you and Shawl and Dan sat on the other bed. It was all very on the up and up. Anyway, moving on.
Well, no, one of the things
exactly right.
that did emerge as we were doing the draft was that so much of how we feel about these movies is kind of tied into where were you literally when you first saw it, but also where you were kind of in your life and what mood were you in and how badly did you need it and stuff like that. So that plays a big factor, I think, in what your faves are.
That's why the Thanksgiving week is always tough, because it does start to weigh on you. And I feel like some of those later movies, or earlier, depending on how you watch them in the order, can affect it for better or for worse. Like movies that maybe are, not that bad, but you are up at 11 p.m. and this is your 5th movie of the day. Like, that's tough, even for me. Even for me.
That's where I always, I keep up until Thanksgiving week, and then that's where it inevitably goes ass over tea kettle. And you guys, I admire the way that you just, you are so gotta make the donuts, and you get those things out in a timely fashion.
Well, someone's
Yeah, I feel scarred by the time it was Christmas 2020. I got COVID right as Bubbly Sesh was recording all the Thanksgiving episodes, and I just sound like, I'm just in a haze. There's brain fog. I'm watching 10 movies. I'm recording 10 movies, and I couldn't tell you a darn thing.
And it's not like, even on the inside, it's not like you were getting the screeners super early. Like, it's still Hallmark, and they're still like, here's what we have so far. Do what you can with it. And it's like 3 days before air.
Yeah, the expression for movies back when you used to have to develop film was like a movie going into the theater dripping wet, like it just came out of the developer. That's how I think of like a lot of Hallmark movies. It's like it's like that scene in Broadcast News where they literally just snatched it out of some editor's hand and boom, threw it out onto the airwaves.
It does still feel like that with Hallmark. I do feel like they're getting better at starting the Christmas movies earlier in the year. But the last half of the movies is still like just a mad dash for them. Like, they're still haven't quite gotten it. But that's what you get with 40 movies.
The new ad with the knitting has clips from like 3 or 4 different movies. So it's like they're on it, I guess. Maybe a little. We'll see.
There's a movie this year that's going to take place at with the Rockettes, like in Radio City. Like they had Radio City.
Yeah, that's
which
one
is
of the
really
clips.
impressive. Yeah,
sure.
They filmed it right after the holiday season, so the stuff was still up, but it was before they transitioned out. So it was like the start of the year. So I'm excited for that one.
And directed by John Putch, who I have met at many film festivals. Great guy, very talented filmmaker. The son of actress Jean Stapleton of All in the Family fame. So he is a legacy. As his father also was in theater, and he's lovely. Y'all should have him on the show. He's super nice.
You don't. There's a good don't F with the Putch there, but this is a family friendly show.
Yes.
And so I will just say F.
Hello, that sounds fun.
Every Monday. Hey, we haven't gotten any notes back yet.
Actually, speaking of that movie, one of Annie F. Downs' best friends is starring in that, Jenna Claire. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that too. And she is a sweetheart. I saw her play Glinda on Broadway. She was on the Bubbly Sesh. She is just a sweet person and a truly gifted actress. So I'm
and
really
from what I
pumped for
gather,
that.
it's Radio City, and the Rockettes, but also like back in time,
like the 40s, I think, or 40s or 50s. Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah. So pretty cool. I'm excited about it.
But
I'm also excited to talk about Let It Snow from 2019. Shall we talk about it, everybody?
Please.
It originally aired on November 8th, 2019, and it went a little something like this. Just bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can. There's a lot of storylines here. I'm not going to get into all of the details of every single relationship, but I'm going to do the best that I can with the time that I'm allotted. We're in snowy Laurel, Illinois, and the movie kicks off with a montage showing our zany cast of characters. There's a lot of them. We meet Julie, who at the time is a grumpy goose who's trying to find a little elf figurine. We meet Keon, who is a wannabe DJ who's throwing a party while his parents are out of town, except they're not going to be out of town. So party's going to be off. They're sad. Angie and Tobin, they're best friends. He's clearly very into her. Who hasn't been there. We meet Addie and Dory, who are best friends, who are talking about their crushes and all that good stuff. Julie is on the train. It is Christmas Eve, and she bumps into Stuart Bale, who is a huge pop star / Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and is trying to stay low-key. That's why he's on the train instead of other modes of transportation. That's actually how the thing you guys don't know about trains is once you're on a train, you can't be recognized. It's kind of how it goes. So you do a train, we don't want to be recognized. And so the train stops suddenly. She falls into him and she's like, I don't care who you are, whatever, I'm cool. I don't get starstruck. But they end up grabbing a waffle together at Waffle Town. Won't you take me to Waffle Town? And she's like, oh, wow, he's a real person with feelings. Dory works at Waffle Town along with Keon, and she goes to talk to a girl that she likes who is with her, like a bunch of her friends, and she's like totally blowing her off, and she's like, what in the world? I thought we had this thing, but she's acting like she doesn't even know me. What's going on here? Julie tells Stuart that she got accepted to Columbia and that her mom is it seems like she's going to be passing away soon, and so she doesn't know if she should stay home to take care of her mom, or if she does that, she's going to lose her scholarship, so she's kind of at a crossroads with that. Angie and Tobin play broomball, as you do, with a guy that Angie is into. They steal a keg, they get into a snowy car chase, but they win until the tire pops and they end up in a ditch by this old church that they go and they hang out in. Dory and the girl that she likes ends up kissing in the bathroom, so I guess that she is into her. Julie and Stuart end up going sledding, and he falls off, and she ends up going into the road, and she's about to get hit by a tow truck. Stuart dives, saves
By the
her.
keg guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And Stuart dives, saves her, pushes her out of the way. Thank goodness. Angie and Tobin and the other dude hide out in church, and they're singing a little organ song, as you do. And she starts dancing with the other guy, and then Tobin gets sad and mopey. Addie is trying to get to the Waffle Town because she thinks that her boyfriend is going to break up with her. She makes a bit of a scene. Dory tries to calm her down with some hard truth, and Addie ends up storming off. Stuart and Julie meet with her mom at this wild church play, the one we've seen over and over again. And they end up going back to her house for dinner. They dance. Her mom has to sit down to catch her breath. It's a bit of a scary moment. Stuart offers Julie to pay for a nurse that would stay with her mom, which offends her. She's like, I'm not a charity case, blah, blah, blah. He ends up calming her down, reminds her that he's a real person with real emotions, and they end up almost kissing each other, but they're interrupted by his publicist, who tracked him down. He wants her to come with him, but she's like, I can't leave my mom. It's Christmas. Can't do it. So she finally tells her mom about Colombia, and her mom tells her that she has to go. She can't just stop living her life. It's quite the moment with her mom. Tobin finally gets the keg to the waffle party and is missing Angie, tells the bully off, and the bully's like, you're awesome. Let's party with this keg. Addie comes back to the waffle party. Her and Dory make up. She encourages Dory to tell the girl how she really feels and be honest with her. Julie sees the waffle party on social media, who doesn't, and decides that she can leave her mom and does go. Tobin is moping outside, and Angie shows up. They finally tell each other that they love each other and how they feel. They kiss on the Waffle Town roof, and sparks are sparking. The girl that Addie likes tells her that she lied about being out and that she's sorry about that. They end up kissing. Her friends see, so I guess the news is out. And Stuart's song comes on, and Julie starts to tell Addie about how she started the day hating that song, but now, and as she's about to say, I love it, Stuart says it. He's behind her. She turns around. They kiss big ones, and the whole group dance the night away. And that, my friends, was Let It Snow. I did the best.
You did it. Wow. I am
did.
impressed, sir, that you spun that many plates.
It was a lot. I don't know if you haven't seen it, how clearly the picture was that I painted, but I did the best. Good luck, everybody, keeping that.
I felt like I was reliving the whole movie. It was great.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on deck, the Netflix. We are back. We're talking Let It Snow 2019. And let's start with the hot take. Jax, how have you seen this movie, and what do you think about it?
No, I had not seen this movie, but I was completely charmed and tickled by it. I think that there's so much earnestness in this. There's a lot of humor. I love Joan Cusack in this movie. I mean, I love her in everything, but I thought she was hilarious. And there was a lot going on, almost too much. But if you ask me what I would want to remove, I wouldn't know what to tell you. So I thought it was very watchable. I'll probably watch it again during the Christmas season proper. And I'm sad I missed it in 2019, but maybe now was the time that I was meant to see it.
I don't think it's going to surprise anyone that I love this movie so much, like so hard. First of all, I am a sucker by and large for movies that do like this, where they have multiple people, as long as it's like done well and it's clear and it doesn't feel overstuffed. I agree that there was a lot going on, but never once did I feel like this relationship didn't matter, or this storyline could do less with this. I felt like every time the people that were on screen, that was the thing that I cared about at that moment. And so I think that's the sign of a job well done when you're telling this type of story. All of the people in this movie are just so dang likable, and the soundtrack in this movie freaking crushes. Like, is so good. Whoever picked out the music in this movie deserves all the awards. Because I like every once in a while you just see a movie and you're like, I can't picture this scene without this song. Like, it's perfect. And I felt like they did that with every single scene where there was a prominent song. And so job well done there. It's cold, super cold. Love that. I'm a sucker for the Waffle House here in the South. And so it gave me Waffle House feels. I loved everything about this movie. I thought the Christmas was really good. Storytelling was fantastic. And I promptly texted my wife and I said, babe, I can't wait to show you this movie this holiday season. It's going to be great. And I'm sad. Sometimes I watch movies and I'm like, I'm sad I didn't get to watch it with her. So I can't wait to watch it with her this holiday season because it's going to be a lot of fun. Alonzo?
Yeah, I did see this movie in 2019, and I liked it quite a bit. And seeing it again, I love it so much. I am a huge fan of high school movies in general when they're done well. I do really like the crazy 24 hours that changes everyone's lives movies. It's a proud lineage. You know, you've got American Graffiti, Dazed and Confused, 16 Candles, Can't Hardly Wait. Like this is a
New
genre.
Year's Eve.
No. But 500 cigarettes. 500 cigarettes.
No.
Yes. If you for New Year's movies. So yeah, you know, Empire Records. Like, there's a lot of movies that kind of fall in this category, and when done well, as this one is, I think it's a lot of fun. I have a suspicion that everybody in this cast that we don't already know, we're gonna know in the next 10 years. Like, there's so many appealing, sharp, great performances here. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you not only have the voice of Miles Morales, you also have Ned from the Tom Holland movies. So, you know, what more do you want?
I do have a theory that this actually takes place within some sort of
In the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, it could be.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And yeah, much like you were saying that you want to show this to your wife. I told Dave as we were watching this at Christmas, because generally speaking, he has no interest in anything that is made for Hallmark or Netflix or whatever else. I'm like, no. You're watching this one. It's really great.
Gosh, there's something about like young adult that works really well for me at Christmas. Like Dash and Lily, I think crushes. Like, it's just
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, that's a travesty that there wasn't more Dash and Lily. I'm not.
Yikes.
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, let's maybe take, like, I don't know, just a couple million from the Duffers and give it to Dash and Lily.
Or
like,
instead of the Gray Man, you know.
yeah, no kidding. We don't need another Gal Gadot rock movie on Netflix.
Yes, no more red notices, please. Yikes.
I think we might be in for one. Let's talk about the feels. By the way, I was told to relay Dan really enjoyed this movie, so
good.
he's very sad that he couldn't be here to talk about it. But
I would hope so.
Let's start with the feels. Jax, anything in particular?
I had lots of feels, but I'm going to limit it to 3. When Angie and Tobin sang "Hole of the Moon" on the organ, and it was so funny because right after I watched it, Alonzo texted me the Mandy Moore cover, and I was crying during the movie, and then I was crying listening to the Mandy Moore cover. It was all perfect timing with that text, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
So all the emotions, I thought that was just beautiful, and there's something about young love when you're still figuring yourself out and it's so pure and you don't have any of the baggage that we all have walking through life. And I felt that definitely hard in the Dory Carrie storyline, especially, you know, Dory's out and Carrie's not. And when they have the first interaction where you see that Carrie is feeling this in her little adolescent heart that she wants to connect with her, but she's ashamed in front of her friends. And then when they kiss in that bathroom, like, my little heart was just, I mean, I kissed a boy for the first time when I was 13 or 14. I kissed a girl for the first time when I was like 18, and it was different and it was nice. And watching this, it brought back a lot of feels for me. So that was a beautiful storyline. And the girl
who plays Dory is a phenomenal.
Oh, she's so good.
I saw her in Yellow Jackets for the first time, and I was like, who it? Like, she's so good.
She was on
totally different character too.
Yeah. And actually, I'm being real name droppy this episode. I just met her at Outfest because we're both in this Shudder documentary called Queer for Fear that's premiering this fall.
Oh, wow.
And had I seen this before that reception, I would have been like, "Oh my God, we have to talk about Let It Snow." But I tried to play it cool.
Was she cool? Was she nice? Please tell me she was nice.
She was very sweet.
There
Yeah,
is a
she's
ton
really
of
good.
just incredible talent in this movie,
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
So much. And then my last feel, I started for some reason sobbing when Julie put the W, the waffle, the W with the. I had all the feels. So yes, I loved this. My heart is just pounded out of my chest.
I'm happy you brought up the W. I thought I might have been the only one that when they turned on the Christmas lights, I literally pump fisted in the air. Dan rolled his eyes, but I said shove off because this is magic. I love it. I love that scene. I love the snow in this movie is so good. Like it's so cold, and there's just something about when you can tell it's so cold that just ties it all together. It's so good. And so it being cold just worked for me. And yeah, the W was the one that I was going to bring up, and I really didn't anticipate anybody else bringing it. So thank you, Jax. For
Sorry.
taking it a long time.
I'm going to piggyback on the snow thing and say not only is it real snow and it is cold, but it is consistent as a plot device because when they talk about like the weather being bad and there being a storm and that's why the train isn't going and that's why then it is consistently that way in the film. They don't just forget about it like they do in Christmas Inheritance.
And Joan Cusack is doing this whole like the monologue is about snow like over top of it.
Yes,
so it's like it
she
really
bookends the
is
movies, yeah.
tying it all together, which is so good.
So I'm glad they paid attention to that. The moment where Stuart saves her from the car, because like we've seen the people lying on their back looking up in the snow like a million times. It's such a like Hallmark trope. They do it in Heartstopper. It's also very adorable. But like the fact that they're both like. They've got this adrenaline going because he literally just saved her from being hit by a car, just like added a pop to it that I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So you can still do this and find the new way to get there and have it be exciting and cool. I'm with Jax. Hole of the Moon. I always loved that song and they use it so well here. I love the multi-culti holiday pageant in the church, which is just hysterically funny. And it is so the this is the future liberals want meme, but they know that and they're playing around with it, which I thought was really fun. The quaffle waffle I thought was great. The fact that they dig out a Rolling Stone song that is a deep cut. Like usually in these movies, there's about 4 Rolling Stone songs that you know they're going to go to one of them. But 100 years ago, that is like not anybody's sort of go-to, music supervisor or choice for a Rolling Stone song. So kudos for that one. The whole when Stewart's "I'm a person" monologue I thought was great. The mom scene where she says you got to go to Columbia is great. The telling Dory that she's 1,000% flawless, and then Dory like having her moment and turning around saying "Don't throw up, own this moment, don't throw up," and then finally Tobin telling the Duke that he's in love with her. All of it, all feels, loved it.
All feels, loved it.
I really want a nickname like the Duke. I think it's just so cool.
You are Jax. You have a nickname.
That's true.
That's right. Thank you. I didn't think of that.
If it was like if there was a specific name for a female panda, like I feel like we would give you that nickname, but I think that's just called a panda. So, and that's already taken, and so we're really in a sticky situation here.
Of course, you get to be Shasta McNasty forever. So.
Well, yeah, I that just works. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the wait what's if they're already, and wrap this sucker up here on Deck the Netflix. Wow, what a break! Sometimes. It just helps kind of just retool everything, and you did a whole new outlook on life. Guys, let's get to the wait what's here of Let It Snow, see what we can dig up. Jax, did anything stick out to you as a wait what?
Yeah, something did. And I'm hoping that my two gentlemen friends here can help clear it up for me because I don't understand male grooming habits. What did he do to get his nipple to bleed? Like, I saw what he was doing, but would that cause your nipple to bleed? Have you
Well,
guys been
I
there?
can't speak for Alonzo, but this is going to surprise nobody looking at me. But your boy's not shaving his chest, and so that's never happened to me. But I mean, trimmers. If you don't have a guard on it, it's
Yeah,
possible.
the scene in question, Tobin finds like one stray chest hair growing up by his nipple, and he hacks at it with a pair of clippers that, as you said, have no guard on it. But he gets startled when she walks in the room. So I guess he somehow manages to gouge it into his flesh and make it start bleeding. That takes some effort even with clippers, but I guess it's doable.
And they're not a sponsor on this episode, but they were a few weeks ago. Manscaped, and I'll just go look back. They got some sort of crazy,
right?
That's right, crazy tech out there these days.
I've noticed they've gotten play even after their sponsorship ended, so they should be sending you more money.
They sent quite the box, I will say that. And the thing I'm most excited about is they sent this travel bag that is just significantly larger than the one that I did have for accessories and toiletries, but also it's like leather and just really nice. That's the thing I'm most excited about, and that should tell you everything you need to know about me. Is that I'm just like a bag, cool,
like a grown-up luggage.
yes, absolutely. Jax, anything else?
No.
I do have a few. I'm trying to remember who says this, but they say the line, dumber than people who blow on ice cream before they eat it.
Oh, Dory says that, yeah.
Do people do that? Do people blow? I've never seen someone blow on their ice cream.
Nothing surprises me at this point. I'm perfectly willing to believe that somebody out there is doing it and they should stop.
Yeah, I will. I mean,
I thought it was like a shaking it like a Polaroid thing. Like people do it, but it doesn't do any good.
I understand what she's trying to get at. I just didn't know that it was a thing that people did.
I just assumed everyone did it, but me, that I didn't know. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I get what you mean, and I guess everyone does it.
I
just
did get what she meant.
So
I just didn't know that it was.
You question
a thing.
whether
And
it's
Yeah. Whether if you are blowing on your ice cream, that is indeed dumb. I think we could all agree on that. That's not really accomplishing anything. The pig store was open on Christmas Eve at night. That was a surprise to me. She walks in and she says, "I bought this sucker. It's Christmas Eve. It's evening time, but go get yourself a pig. Why not?" I did love the scene of Tobin telling the Duke about how he feels. I would say when you are telling a girl how you feel, maybe don't double down on saying, I want to murder the guy. Like he said, I want to murder him. No, I really want to murder that other guy. That's an interesting thing to double down to that moment. I think just one time passing by is fine. Once you double down, red flag, I think. Yeah. But, everything else about
that's
Tobin's
a deal breaker,
delightful.
ladies.
That's right. Your guy gets one time where he can say he can kill somebody, but once he doubles down, be careful. And my last one is unbelievable that Julie and is it Sean? Is whatever the guy's name is, wouldn't Stuart wouldn't have exchanged digits. They would have exchanged digits. There's just no way that they wouldn't have, right? Like after the day that they had.
I suppose, but at the same time, it's like, does he even? I don't even know what famous people's deal is with their phone. Like
that is true.
The same number for very long. Do they have somebody else who manages that for them? Like I don't even.
They have it until somebody posted on Reddit, and then they get a new one. That's the cycle of celebrity, is what I imagine. Alonzo, anything?
Yeah, a couple, and they are fleeting. First of all, why does Tobin take the Magi robe from the church? He says, yeah, I'm one of the wise men, and then he leaves, and he has it on for the rest of the movie, and it's like, why?
I had that same question. Dan said that he saw that he actually was in the play.
Okay, because I thought that's what was going to happen.
I didn't think I
looked
saw it either, but Dan said he saw it.
I thought only 2 Magi showed up in this production, so I might have to look again. But nonetheless, it just. But even if he is, like, why then be wearing it for the rest of the day? Yeah. So
I mean, it's cozy, maybe.
I mean, it's he makes it work. It's definitely
not enough people are rocking wise men robes on Christmas Eve. I would say that.
Yeah, let's bring that back.
Yeah.
The other thing is the whole point of the party is that Keon is supposed to be DJing, and he is not DJing.
There's not a lot of DJing going on.
No,
But
like
I will
if
say
this is
what
a
he's
pre-recorded
doing.
set. It's like, who cares? You
Yeah.
know?
What he is doing is actually what I feel like most DJs are actually doing, but they're actually standing up there and at least moving their arms, which he wasn't. I've never understood going to a DJ show. I know maybe I'm old now, but I see these kids going to these DJ shows and I'm just like, what's happening there? What are we looking at?
I'm just the right kind of old enough where like I get the whole point of a DJ, but I think it's kind of cheating if you're doing it all on like if it's all digital. Like I want to see you like really on the 6s and 7s or whatever with the wheels of steel.
If you're actually doing stuff, then I think it's really impressive. It's just like you don't have to anymore. How many people are actually doing
Yeah,
it?
I mean, people. You know, I have seen sets where literally people just plug in their iPod or their phone or whatever, and boom, that's the DJ set. But like, we don't even see him do that. Like, if this were a thing where he had crafted this whole playlist beforehand and it was literally just him plugging into the sound system, give me that shot because I know because you keep talking in the early part of the film about how he's DJ Mad Kapow Money, whatever his name is, But it was like I don't know that was the one thing. It was like what. Wasn't that a thing? Weren't we going to do that? But anyway, minor thing.
Jax, you live in New York. You've seen tons of DJs live. You go all the time.
I don't go all the time, but what I will say is it is a thing. Like, they put on the cool outfit. Yeah, so I would have liked to have seen that. They talk.
I know it's a thing. I just think it's I don't know.
Give Keon a puffy jacket, something
Yes.
like a Daft Punk helmet, whatever it takes,
I don't want to be that guy who is a true artist, but as somebody who plays instruments, I always see DJs and I'm like, whatever. I would rather see a band play, but that's just me. Call me crazy.
Do you want to hear my DJ joke?
Go ahead, Alonzo.
do.
I'll allow it.
One nightlife entrepreneur says to the other one, "Hey, you want to go to the movies?" And the other one says, "Depends. Who's projecting?"
It's great. That's great. Thank you,
I
Alonzo.
like that.
It's a DJ
It's
joke.
time for this is great. It's time for What the Flicks, where we wonder what could have happened, give some clarity to any questions that we still have. Jax, are you wondering anything after this? After
couple
6 different
things.
storylines?
As someone who is president of SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions in high school, I'm hoping that there's not too much abusive drinking, underage drinking going on here. I'm worried about
I'm
my
sorry.
kids. I'm sorry, what?
You were what now?
I was president of Students Against Destructive Decisions.
How did you fit that in possibly in between
The
your
cheerleading
wrestling,
rep for wrestling.
and all your other extracurriculars? So would you just go, you were
Well,
like,
by not going to any parties or being cool, that's how I found time for all of that.
so you were anti-party.
I rallied at the Capitol that they should keg tag and everything. I was very passionate about, I guess, being a buzzkill. But
Somebody had a very impressive college transcript, I'm sure.
Not that it helped me with my theater major with women's studies minor, but here we are.
Did you run for this place in office, or did you appoint yourself? How did this happen?
I was unanimously elected because no one else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until she kissed a girl that her world really opened up. So, there's a before and there's an after.
Girl.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Alonzo, you're not wrong. So I would say that I was questioning. I
Also, the
do wanna
acronyms
know-
spell out sad. I mean, come on. That's tough.
Because they're the adjunct of mad, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do want to know. This might bring it down a little, but I do actually want to know if Stewart is going to pay for Julie's mom's nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know who's actually responsible for taking care of our little piggy friend.
Yeah.
Those are my big ones.
Pigs don't seem easy. But I did see the pig, and I said, Dan, can we get a pig for the office? So, I don't know. I'm easily slayed.
Sure.
Easily
They're
slayed.
adorable when they're this big, but, look out.
He did say, he said no. I don't know.
Meh.
But what can he do?
He's not the boss of you.
He's not the boss, but it is a 50-50 deal. So I do feel like he used his veto, I think. To bring back screen drafts. The Billy, who is the manager or owner of the Waffle Town, I'm unsure, but he does seem to run the thing. He's very like all about like the universe will guide you Zen type of thing, but he also throws out this bit about not being allowed in the liquor store anymore, which was surprising to me as somebody who's very just like mellow and all about, like just let happen what happened. What happened that got him banned from the liquor store is a question that I had that I just wish they would have given us a little bit of something, because I loved Billy. Every time he was on the screen, he made me laugh. I would have loved some backstory there. Alonzo?
The only thing that I was left with, and I think the fact that this is an unanswered question is one of the things I like about this movie, Joan Cusack's tinfoil hat. Several times she has asked, she's like, nope, not going to tell you, not going to explain it. I'm like, that's great. So technically it's a dangling thread, but it is an intentionally dangling thread, and I'm here for it.
I fully expected, as they were painting out at the end of the movie and her voiceover comes back in, I expected some resolution, but I did appreciate that they didn't. I thought it was just a funny, like a great bit. It didn't upset me.
Things are just the way they are sometimes.
That's right. Sometimes you wear tinfoil, and who are we? Who are we? We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Another month of Deck the Netflix has come and gone. But don't be sad. I think there's a good chance this trio will be back during the holiday season for even more Netflix fun. So have no fear, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with the final new Christmas in July movie from Hallmark, Christmas in Toyland, which is the title I'm least excited about. But
featuring the star of A Little Christmas Charm?
Yeah, and Jesse Hutch.
And Jesse Hutch.
I'm not upset about the movie. I love that we're getting another new. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm just saying of all the titles, Campfire Christmas. Actually, I was pretty bummed about a Grown Up Christmas List too, because I just don't like this song. So maybe Christmas in Toyland. I'm high, just from a title standpoint. You guys get what I'm saying.
Anything is possible.
Anything's possible. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.